Hey everybody, I love the Christmas story, and there's a couple of different reasons why. One, there is no other story like it ever, ever. You can look anywhere you want and you can't find it. This is very unique. You can find a lot of knockoffs, you can find a lot of stories that were inspired by this story, but this is truly the greatest story ever told. And two, in this story, there is the coming of hope, peace, joy, and love. And it's not just for a certain group of people. It's not just for a certain kind of people. It's for everyone. For everyone. And it doesn't matter who you are. This story made it very clear that it is for everyone. But far too often, that is missed. For thousands of years, Israel was waiting for their Messiah, the promised one, who would come and change everything. And there was a lot of anticipation, and everybody had these ideas about how it would all go down, and who this person was going to be, and who would get to hang out with him, and what kind of people would have access to him. But it didn't happen the way most people thought it was going to happen. See, everything about how Jesus arrived was surprising. They thought that the type of people who would be in the know, who would be close, who would be up front, would be like the religious leaders and the kings and royalty. But instead, some of the first people that were informed of this information about the new Messiah was, listen to this, and there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people." See, back then, shepherds weren't the most popular people around. They weren't the richest, they weren't the powerful, they were not considered religious. They were kind of bottom of the barrel, low on the totem pole type of people. And that's what makes this interesting, is that an angel shows up and announces the news of the Messiah to them and invites them to go see for themselves. Now, I have no way of knowing for sure why God chose to let them know first, but I think I have a clue that it had to do with the fact that the Messiah is for everyone. He was making a point about what kind of people were invited to this party, okay? It was not just the rich, just the powerful, the most popular, the most good looking, the most academic, the whatever, but the shepherds too, and eventually everybody else. All that mattered was that everyone knew they were invited. So, fast forward 2,000 years, and why do we care? Why do we care? Here's why. Because you're invited too. Listen, I don't know what your experience with church has been like, and I don't know where you are in your relationship with God. The experience could be really familiar and really amazing, or you could have gone through something, or maybe in your family have gone through something where it's left a bad taste in your mouth. I don't know where you are in your faith and in your relationship with God. I don't know if this is very great for you and very strong for you, or you're still checking this whole thing out. You still have a lot of questions. Maybe you go to church because you have to. It's what your parents do and you have to go. If that's you, it's okay. But I just want to let you know that no matter how you have felt or how you feel now, where you are or where you are now, you need to know this. You are invited, and you belong here. This Messiah is for everyone. See, God sent Jesus in the midst of a really terrible time in the world, to a seedy town, to a lot of poor people, born in the worst, messiest conditions you could ever think of. And God didn't tell the most important, popular people first. He didn't tell the royalty, the leaders, whatever. The news went to the shepherds, low men on the totem pole, the nobodies, the scum of the earth, as people would probably tell you back then. So the next time you happen to think that you, being you for whoever you are and whatever you have done, that maybe Jesus wants nothing to do with you because of that, know that in all of your emotional shepherdness, there's an invitation for you. The real you is invited here. And that may surprise you. And that's okay. Jesus surprised people from the very beginning, and he's still doing it today. He surprised the shepherds, and he surprises me. So this Christmas, let this season be an invitation to you to see what Jesus is really all about for you, and for you to be who you really are. Remember, God is more impressed with your damage and your imperfections than who you are trying to be. Be who you are and know that you're invited.